Hello, welcome to 390 Beach Drive, Victoria, BC. Here's a model of the house that we're about to build. I'm going to go through the process that we're going through. Insulated footings, we have geofoam on the bottom, two sides of EPS type 2. We then fill these with concrete. These guys here are dead men that are used for bracing the panels up. Panels are made up of 3 layers. Structural layer, there's a bunch of internal panels in the house. Everything that is in red now are issues that we have that are not resolved yet. Once the panels are erected, they get braced up individually. There is a steel superstructure going in. Again, the red stuff is unresolved, and basically this structure sits mostly on the inside. Some of the panels have steel inside of them. They were too thin for the actual concrete to do the work, so we had to do steel portals. These panels made up of 3 layers. The insulation layer, you can see now, gives us a good bird's eye view of where our thermal bridging may occur. We have for insulation on top of the roofs and the patio, we have 5 inches of polyiso, same as in the panels. Actually, there's 4 inches in the panels, 5 inches on the roofs. And then we have taper packs. There's one under each deck, and the taper pack are so the reason why they're separated like this is to line up with the steel structure inside, so that we have more insulation above the steel structures for sticking through some of the polyiso insulation. On top of that insulation there's a veneer layer. So I'll give you an example of this panel here. So this panel, when it's casted in these 3 bits. Veneer on the outside, insulation 4 inches of polyiso, and 6 inches of structural concrete. So that is what the panels are made out of. Okay, the footings, once the house is built, get insulated from the top, so we have a fully insulated footing around the whole house. The membrane going on top of the decks, we're having a little bit of an issue with these decks. Then we have concrete slab going on the bottom floor, on the decks, and on the main floor. Windows go in, railings and whatnot. I'm going to go through some of the details now. Here is a typical deck detail. Let me hide a few more things. So all the roof are Q decks supported by angle iron on the edges. You can see the Q deck in here if I remove a few more panels. So the Q deck supports the taper pack, the 5 inches of polyiso. There is 1.5 inch of rock salt that acts as a fire barrier for the Tortron roofing, which is the brown layer. This bit here is a flashing that I just removed that is going to be going over top of the panel. We were talking this morning about maybe moving this membrane to the inside layer here, and I will probably do this because they brought up a couple of good points at the meeting we had this morning. Our next layer is this up here. I'll give you sort of a corner detail, typical corner detail. This is, we have 3 of these corners where we overlap structural concrete, insulation, and veneer. And we also have this type of connection in the corner here, which is a basically straight up miter corner. Panels come together and the insulation meets insulation in the corners. We have a few thermal bridging issues between, because our structural layer is inside the structure, we have to use these shock block, which is a porcelain block with a stainless steel rod through that will connect the deck of the roofs that are sitting outside the envelope to the structural layer which is sitting inside the envelope. In a nutshell, this is what we have. There is a lot more complication to this panel. I mean, you can see here that, for example, because there was not enough concrete in this one panel, then we had to revert to steel to make up this panel here, creating issues for us, of course, and challenges, no question. Anyway, this is a bird's eye view of the project. If you need more information, you can always give us a call. Thanks for looking.